you how I started. When I became a Christian, I cleaned the church that I was going. I wasn't working. So they hired this lady to clean the church. The church was a big church. So they give me half side of the church and give her half side of the church. I clean the church. I only make $700 cleaning the church because the church is trying to help us to get a job. So they start from their foot. I join a partner, and the partner run $5,000, but the partner is $500 a week. I'm working $700, $100 for my fare, and the $500 for the partner, and that is a week. So how much I have leave out of $700? Anyway, I push on. When I get that draw, my draw run up to about $10,000 I received. I went to Kingston. I started buy my little this, buy my little that, and I put them in a bag. I started with one bag. That how determined I am that I am going to have money in my account. I started with one bag. And when I started with one bag, each time I went back to Kingston to buy, the profit grew. The profit grew. So I started to buy more and more and more. Till I started to have suitcases, bags, and I would sell off everything because I'm so in love with God. You're so in love, you just want more of Christ, everything, you just constantly praying. Somebody that never know evil to say our Father prayer. As big as I am, I didn't need to, the only prayer I know was gentle Jesus, meek and mild. And that's all, because that's what my parents taught me when I was growing up. I couldn't remember the Our Father, it was too long. So gentle Jesus, meek and mild for me. Until I just start to pray out, and the blue just start to pray. And it's like when I start to pray, I can't stop. I pray to God and I just ask him. I just opened my mouth and I just said, God, teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that. And after I sold all my stuff and sold them, we have a recession in Jamaica, and I couldn't sell anything more because they started to back up the people walking in the community. Some go missing, some get raped and all that. So then we would walk and sell, and nobody would buy after time because it's recession. So my business get crashed, and that's it. I don't have any money in my account to say, okay, I'm backing up my side to look a visa to come to Canada. And I went to church and somebody called me out. An evangelist called me out. She never knew me or anything because the church that I was wasn't the church that I baptized in. So nobody knew me. They didn't know my name, and they just called me by the clothes that I wear. And they called me evangelist. They called me out and said, they called me by the name evangelist. And they said, you wanted something, but you're holding back. Step out, because God said you must step out. My sister and my brother, that is the beginning of my journey coming to Canada. I went home and I prayed. And I take up my phone and I start to call all the meanest family members. Them not even water them don't want you. And I called one of my uncle who don't even drop catch. The first thing I said to him, can I have a $50,000? Sorry. I said to him, can I have a $50,000? And he said, what you wanted to do?
Carana, your video is off.
And he said, what you wanted to do? And I said, I just want to borrow it to put it into my account that I can get a good bank statement when I go to the embassy. Yeah. He said, okay, send your account. What a drop out of my eye. Up to this day, everybody is wondering, oh, you get that money, and I know nobody can get. He don't have any kids. He don't have. He just work and he just bank his money. And I said, just the work of God. And everybody who I asked, the money start falling. What I have for myself was just about $40,000. Everything started falling. I have over 200,000 when I went for my bank statement. I talked to my brother in Canada. I write myself an invitation, and he sent his credential, and I went to the embassy. When I went to the embassy, I only have 6 years in my passport. Whatever you have in your passport, that's whatever you're gonna get for your visa. And first I tell Elder, that time he was my boyfriend. He wasn't my husband yet. And I told him, and he said, don't worry yourself, man. You're going to get 6 years. I'm going to say, all right, I claim it in Jesus' name. And I am praying, and I'm praying, and I constantly praying. And yes, one day I see, after I did all of that, I see an unknown number call me, and I don't answer unknown number. And I felt the Spirit said, answer it, because I was singing the song. And every time I sing this song, I'm going to have a breakthrough. It just come out of the blue, and I started sing. You do it again for me. You do it again. And I was, when I hear the phone ring, I paused and I said, this is unknown. I don't answer unknown number. And when I remember the song, I said, let me answer it. And when I answered it, they said, Miss Nelson, you can pick up your visa at the embassy. And I went and I picked it up. Nobody know that I got a visa more than Cedric, that Elder. Only him know. I didn't tell my father who live in Canada. I tell nobody that I got my visa. And my brother who helped me with the credential. That's why I say I tell. When I open it, I see 6 years in it. I start to dance, same place. I start to dance, and a taxi man, remember, said to me, say, you get it? You get something? And I said, yes, I get it. Yeah, and from there, it's like I didn't pack up same time and said, yes, I'm ready to come to Canada. One of my uncle, again, he said, Denise, you still do here? You should have packed up out of airport a long time. So I remember now when I was coming down, my father said to me, you're coming back? I said, yeah, I'm coming back. He said, to what? The last time you come back, them nearly chop off your head. So what you coming back for this time? Who you have here to come back? I start to sell all of my stuff that I have in my apartment. And I came to Canada. And when I came to Canada, my journey began. My journey began, excuse me. And when my journey began, I know it kind of, I was at a fault at the time because I was going through a divorce. And to me, I'm not going to tell anybody my business because I pray